Good afternoon. Just pretty excited about the news on Shakira and being named to an award with such an iconic player and Lisa Leslie. I know that that means a lot to her and just shows the type of student athletes we are bringing and recruiting to this program. We're a week and a half away from the season, so if we needed a little boost for her, this is perfect for it. And now, and with the SEC schedule being released, I know that it's an extra added excitement for my team.
Jay Thompson?
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
Just with the loss of Puckett, how does that kind of change the makeup of your team and what you may see on the court now moving forward this season?
yeah, well, um, it's, I mean, and Deja would have really impacted us a lot and would have allowed me to play a two-headed monster, so to speak, with her and Shakira on the floor. Because obviously Shakira can float and do some things on the perimeter. So it makes us play Shakira primarily at the five, but it doesn't limit her. It just is a different look. I can see sometimes Shakira getting out there with E, but from a rotation purpose, that makes us start to look at utilizing a smaller lineup so that we can maybe put Caitlin down there and play some small Miami Heat small ball.
The Pavilion Madness was the other night. We kind of saw what the layout of the arena is
Yeah.
going to look like. Just how was that for y'all to kind of get the girls out there and just kind of get used to it, knowing that that's what they're going to see this year?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, for us, it was incredible. I enjoyed it. I was glad that the lights were shining and they had to play in front of some people. We have a very young team. We only have three players that played in the SEC. Well, four if you want to count Donetta, but she sat out a year, so we're inexperienced, and so that gave us an incredible opportunity to get out there and play in an environment that we hadn't been playing in a long time. So I thought it was good, and I thought it was a good way for a mental help for our student athletes because there's a lot of things that they're probably unsure about, and so that allowed them to get out there. Sorry. Allow them to get out there and be able to play and get some type of normalcy.
I'll throw another one out there. Just what are your thoughts on the schedule and how much did y'all have to kind of amend the non-conference? Once y'all knew when y'all were able to start, I mean, how much was that kind of rearranged, or was it about as close as you wanted to keep it?
No, I mean we have a totally different schedule because of everything that happened with the pandemic. So as you can see, we're staying close to home, but we had teams like, I mean, we were going to La Tech, we were going to be in the Bahamas and play a pretty competitive schedule, and we're not able to do those things unfortunately due to COVID. Fortunately, we have teams in our region that we can get to that, and it doesn't take long. And then we have a true road trip that we're glad we were able to keep with George Mason in the Atlantic 10. As far as the SEC schedule is concerned, I hadn't got that far yet, so um, I couldn't even tell you who we're playing after South Carolina. But we're excited. We know where our matchups are at home with Mississippi State, Kentucky, and LSU, and we'll be ready to compete.
Since you talked to us, I guess, a couple weeks ago or so, I mean, what have you seen from some of those younger girls now that practice, I guess, maybe intensified a little bit,
Yeah,
knowing that season's here? I mean, what have you kind of seen on the practice floor?
I kind of seen them trying to find their way. At one point they wasn't even sure that Shakira was going to play, and then she got eligible. So that's another thing they had to act like a reality. Like, okay, Shakira is playing. For all of us, we had to adjust because, for a long time she was on the scout team. So just having her back in the fold and in the rotation, I think our freshmen, they're going to be up and down all season. They have good days and just like practice. Sometimes they look really good in practice, and then sometimes they look like freshmen. So I think that's what their whole season is going to be like, and we're going to depend on the other kids that are older and have a little bit more experience to help us through those moments.
Having Shakira on the scout team, as you said, that you feel like that maybe sharpened your iron a little bit for them
Oh,
having to go against her with what
oh,
they have as a teammate now.
for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it gave the whole team a sense of confidence once she got eligible. That they didn't. I mean, they had, but not. They know what they have in Shakira. So it gave them a sense of confidence, a extra pep that I think that we needed. I think everyone's feeling the effects of the pandemic. It's been a long season for all of us. So just imagine, 18 to 22-year-olds trying to figure out how to navigate through that. It's been challenging. So we kind of needed that boost to continue to work on where we're trying to go and get through for the season.